Bushnell, performance is the only thing. Savage Arms, better comes standard. Federal Premium Ammunition, surgical precision, terminal results.
Hey folks, welcome to this week's episode of Bushnell's Trigger Effect. We are back, as you can see, in sunny Manitoba, and we are chasing spring black bears.
You bet. We're here with Muskeg Country Outfitters, Dean McCullough's outfit. He has a great outfit and tons of bears. We're going to be hunting south of the Rocky Mountain National Park in some of the parkland there, and it is notorious for big, big bears.
And big, big mosquitoes. But I'm hoping we get the second. So anyways, let's get out into the field. Well, we've got some beautiful weather here in Manitoba. A little bit overcast, but we're going to be heading out this evening to check on some bear locations and then heading up a stand and putting in an evening sit. Really excited about this. For people who've watched our show over the last few years, bear has always been a stigma for me. I don't know what it is. It's like my arch enemy. I've been on several hunts now out here to the prairies. I think the last bear I shot on camera was probably around season 2, season 3. So I'm really hoping that this year I can break the stigma with black bear and put one of these big Manitoba bruins on the ground. Well, we drove around with Dean from Muskeg Country Outfitters, and as you can see, he's loading up everything. We went to a few other sites, had a look, lots of bears in the area, but this is one of the areas where there's supposed to be a couple really good sized bears. So we're going to work our way in here and get ready for a beautiful evening here in Manitoba. Well, it was a bit of a rodeo to get in here, but the one thing we know about Manitoba black bears, if you got swamp, you've got big bears, so it's pretty inevitable that you have to work your way through swamp. But we're going to get set up right now and get up into the tree. Beautiful evening. We've got a little bit of cloud in the sky, you know, mild wind. You know, you couldn't ask for a nicer sit, but I'm pretty pumped. I'm getting up the tree. Great view from up here. You can see all over there's some agricultural land, a big swamp behind us, and then a nice big huge poplar stand. This place just reeks of big bears. Well, that didn't take long. We've only been in the stand for maybe an hour. And we spotted a sow that cut to the left and went in behind us. And then all of a sudden we looked down the trail right in front of us and there was another bear standing there. But unfortunately our wind is blowing right that direction. So I think it caught our scent, turned around and walked right back out on the trail. But sometimes these bears will do that. They'll roam around before they, you know, come right in. So we're just going to sit here really quiet, wait it out, and hopefully it'll come back. So we're just sitting here and Kent just said, "Hey Dino, there's a bear," and I just looked at it. It's a black bear. I can't really tell how big it is. We have to wait a little bit until it gets in closer, but it's definitely a different bear than the one that's been coming in. We're gonna get a visitor. Well, as you can see, we still have a bear in behind me, but what an absolutely amazing evening. Kent and I kind of figured out we saw between 8 to 9 different bears, 3 color phases, including a blonde. Just, you know, this is why we get outdoors. I mean, we sat here, we had action literally right from the time we arrived and, you know, still right here now. But this guy here behind us is actually a shooter bear, but unfortunately he is rubbed really bad already. So we're gonna pass on him, but we actually have another bear directly in behind us. We have a blonde phase that just worked up over there. Incredible evening. So we're going to pack up. In Manitoba, we only get a half hour after sunset, and that's what we're at right now. So we're going to slowly slip out of here, and hopefully tomorrow is as successful as today. It's a little bit chilly.
This segment is brought to you by Safari Club International Canada. First for hunters.
Well, we're back in the same stand that we were in yesterday, and after we left the stand, we went back to the lodge at Muskeg Country Outfitters, and Kent and I pulled up the footage to re-look at that boar that came in, and I said I might regret passing it, and I do now. We looked at that boar, and it was a really good solid bear. We figure, or, you know, somewhere between 5.5 to 6 foot boar, you know, big blocky head, big shoulders. So we've asked Dean McCullough if we can come back into the same stand. We're gonna sit at it and see, hopefully cross our fingers that fate will rain on me twice and this big guy will come back in. But the other good news is there is 2 other bears in here, including a color phase that's a really big bear as well. So we know there's 3 opportunities in this one spot. So we're gonna tuck in. A real change in weather. It's overcast. We have super high winds. You can't tell because we're in a really tight spruce stand, but it is blowing pretty good. So cross fingers. I want to break my curse. So we're sitting here, and Kent all of a sudden said he saw movement in the back, and I can see it actually working its way right here. Hopefully it's our big bear, but I'm not thinking so. Oh, no. No, it's one of our little guys. No, okay, that's a really good boar. I'm gonna take this one. Can't tell if he's down or not. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, let me just get my breath. For about the last 4 years, I have hunted Saskatchewan, Manitoba for black bear, and they've kind of been my curse. And we were sitting here last kind of light, and all of a sudden to the right, we look over and we see this big chocolate colored boar starting to come through, and he was working his way, and oh, he presented a perfect shot, and I hit him really hard. And I'm pretty sure he's down just over here. Oh my God, Kent, this thing is huge. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, I'm just gonna clear the gun. Okay, well, I've got my composure. This is an absolute stud Manitoba bruin. I mean, this is a world-class bear. I've never killed a bear this big in my life, and I literally had to kind of get control of myself before I could even talk. I want to throw a huge thank you out to Dean McCullough from Muskeg Country Outfitters. People, I can't tell you that Manitoba black bears are world-class black bears. And, you know, for me to shoot a color phase this size, I mean, I've seen grizzly smaller than this bear. This thing is an absolute stud. I got it literally with only about 20 to 30 minutes of legal light left. That's why you can see now it's kind of dark in here. I'm not gonna be able to take pictures or anything else. We'll get this thing in the light tomorrow. We have to get it out of here tonight. We're gonna have a long night ahead of us, but boy, I'll tell you, I'm at loss for words. I had no expectation coming into this trip, but I can tell you one thing, I did not expect this. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that a tank?
Wow.
Taxidermy services provided by Hunters Union and Ray Wiens Taxidermy. And thanks to these other fine sponsors.
Well, it's a beautiful morning here at Muskeg Country Outfitters, heading out to do some Manitoba bear hunting. I mean, Dean McCullough's got some great area here to hunt bears. He's got some trophy bears, all kinds of colored bears, so I'm pretty excited to get in the tree stand. Got all my gear packed up. Gonna be a beautiful day, a little bit windy, but hey, it's a day in the field. Well, Dean, we got another beautiful day for bear hunting here in Manitoba. I mean, the bears really should be moving on a day like today.
No, I agree with you. And you know what, Kent, when you talk about bears moving, it really does throw me back to when I was a professional biologist. And, you know, when I first started, we used radio telemetry to track bears. But nowadays, with satellites, it's a whole different ball game.
You bet. And you know what? I think that's a great topic for Conservation Connection.
There are a variety of reasons and techniques for monitoring wildlife movements. So some examples include habitat modeling, increasing our knowledge through research, or monitoring the locations of habituated animals such as bears. So to do this, we have a technique at our disposal referred to as telemetry. And this technique allows biologists to monitor the movement of the animal without influencing its behavior.
One of the ways that telemetry helps biologists with the conservation and management of black bears is understanding the effects of habitat fragmentation. You have to think, way back, the habitat was one cohesive unit and bears moved in and out all over the place and didn't have anything affecting them. But as we moved in, you know, we started to do agriculture, highways, mining, forestry, and it's broken that habitat up, which has affected the movement of bears. And the only way for us to understand how it's affected it is by radio collaring these animals and tracking them over time.
Now that we have a transmitter that's transmitting a location, that transmitter could be sending it through GPS or it could be sending it through radio signals. So we need something to receive that information. So with a radio transmitter, we need an antenna and we need a receiver to collect that signal, and basically the loudest beep will give us the best direction as to where that location is, and using triangulation, we can get a final location of that animal.
One of the important things when it comes to population dynamics is understanding the genetic diversity within the population. When it comes to black bears, this is really important during what we call the dispersal period. This is when the young cubs leave the sows and they move on to a different area. And that genetic flow is really important, and one of the ways that we monitor that is through radio collaring.
Now with newer technology, the majority of monitoring and movement monitoring is going to GPS transmitters. So the transmitter will actually send a signal up to the satellite, and down to your computer. So in some cases it could be a daily email, or it could be at when you retrieve the caller, and then you have a whole bunch of data points to work with. And you can use that data to help build into models or understanding other research.
One of the most common questions we hear as biologists is, how long do the bears wear these radio collars? Now, the radio collars are usually placed on the bears and stay on the bears for the term of the study. Now, the bears can be recaptured at a later date to remove the collars once the study is over, and or they use a rot collar which has deteriorating fasteners that will break apart and the collar will fall off the bear at a later date.
Wildlife movement and telemetry is a great tool to help us better understand our wildlife populations.
It's definitely warm tonight.
This segment is brought to you by King's Camo. See the difference. Now, back to Bushnell's Trigger Effect.
That's a big bear. Oh, buddy. Dean.
You smoked him.
I know, I put him down.
Nice.
Nice shot right on the shoulder. He was just on that ridge right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what angle you had, but he went down. I don't think he's going to be far.
No.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That looks like
find
a
him.
heck of a bear. Yeah, a bit of thick brush in here, but I'm sure he's down. I don't think he went anywhere. That's awesome. He was just up here on that little clearing. Yeah, he was right about here where I shot. He was right up here on this. Oh, you can see where he tore off.
Yep.
Taken off. Oh, look at the blood.
Yep.
That looked like a good. That looked like a
You
good
can see
hit.
the trail here.
He's not going to be far. No, he ran right down through here. Went right through here.
Yeah, blood everywhere here. Eh?
Yeah. Oh, there he is. I can see him. He's right there, Dean. Oh, looks like a beauty bear. Whoa, that is tight stuff in here. Well, at least he went down in a clearing. Oh, awesome.
Nice bear.
Awesome. Look at that guy. I mean, he's covered in brush right now, but look at the hide on that guy.
Clean up nice.
What a beauty. What a beautiful bear. Thank you, Dean.
Nice bear.
Muskeg Country Outfitters, they got it going on. Look at this bear. Boy, I tell you what, Manitoba produces some big black bears, and this guy knows how to get them. Super. That sure happened fast, didn't it?
We weren't in here. You guys were on the trail. Yeah.
That's awesome. Makes our sit a lot shorter today.
No kidding.
Right on. Well, let's go get the
bear.
let's go get the
Let's get
buggy.
him loaded up.
You bet. Well, folks, that's a wrap for our 2020 bear season. We were hunting with Muskeg Country Outfitters. Dean McCullough runs a Class A operation. big bears, great lodge, absolutely fantastic hunt. I got to send out a huge congrats to my good friend Dean. He harvested a beautiful color phase bear. I got this monster of a black. I mean, we had an excellent time. He is covered up in bears out here. We had so much fun. I mean, it happened quick for my kill, but couldn't be happier. Beautiful bear, beautiful guide, beautiful country. You can't go wrong with Manitoba black bear.
Well, Kent, that was an absolutely amazing hunt, and I'll tell you, to kind of shake that monkey off my back and finally tag a prairie bruin was a huge thing, and for it to be a color phase, I'm speechless.
Congratulations on one heck of a bear. I mean, we both got great bears. Dean has a first-rate operation up here. We saw tons of bears, big ones, and couldn't be happier. I mean, we also want to thank our sponsors for making all this happen. We want to thank you, the viewers, for watching, and make sure you join us next week for more Bushnell's Trigger Effect.
This has been a Thunder Boys production.